This was a super fun project. It was commissioned by a woman whose name I probably shouldn't mention for privacy's sake, but shortly I'll post a link to the short story that she wrote and that this carving was inspired by. It was a very interesting story about a girl who kind of longs to be many things in nature, and kind of hard to describe. It's one of those kind of abstract, poetic short stories that I wouldn't do justice describing, but luckily for me, I was commissioned by her to create this carving that was inspired by my impression of her writings. And it was a very visual type of writing, so I was able to extract a lot of natural elements from the story and apply them to the carving. For instance, the flowers that you're seeing develop above her head are marigold flowers, which are really beautiful, kind of yellowish golden flowers. The leaves above the marigold flowers are also marigold leaves. We have mention of an owl in her short story, so of course we managed to sneak a little elf owl. Maybe it's kind of hard to see, but it's in the bottom left-hand corner there. Now we can see it a little better, starting to develop. Some feathers as well, also part of the short story, and I know this is a little disjointed in terms of my description because you haven't read the story, but there is also an additional kind of thing she goes on about beads and prayer beads, rosary beads. And so I decided, instead of having rosary beads kind of floating around the carving, that I'd drape them around her neck. And those were kind of a booger to sneak behind the hair. You can kind of see it's hidden there, and I'm working on them to carve them cleanly. I challenged myself to not use any power tools, and in fact, it's been over a year since I've used any power tools at all, mostly hand carved, and it was a blast. Glad to have done it. And thanks so much for watching. Appreciate it.